Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you got your hosts, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. We're glad to be back. I know you guys missed us. We just really wanted to know if y'all cared. That's all. We was like, hey, let's take off 2 weeks. Let's see, if they really care about us. And then, if they give us some feedback and they want more, then we give the people more. You know what I mean? And plus, Brian was, he has a fleeky beard, so he had to go up north to Maine to get some of that beard oil. What he said from the moose?
Yeah, moose oil, baby.
Yeah.
Straight from the source,
Straight from the source. So, my guys, how y'all doing?
I'm going to be honest.
What?
Your beard, you can't see any of the white. Like, really.
Whose?
Yeah. Yours.
Oh.
You got a bunch of white hair in the beard.
Yeah.
But you can't see it here. But you can see a little bit of it. Looks good, man.
Is that better?
Yeah, there it is.
So before we get into it, I want to ask y'all, I haven't seen y'all in a little bit. How was you guys' 4th? Was it good?
It was fantastic.
Fantastic. Brian?
Yeah, my 4th was good. It was uneventful, but I do want to hear, since we were talking about fishing before Brian left, how was the fishing trip, Brian?
All right, so yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. So yes, me and my buddies paid for a fishing guide to take us out fishing.
What'd you catch?
Not a damn thing. A buzz. I caught a buzz, and it was a good buzz.
This is it. All you did is you pay for them to drive y'all around and get drunk. That's it.
Well, but hey, they refunded our money, so that's their policy. If you don't catch anything, you get your money back.
Yeah, they're better than me. I would say y'all out. Y'all shorted. Like, that's not my fault. I'm not the fish. It's over.
They probably do that because that means there's a low probability that you won't catch anything. So that's why they guarantee.
Yeah.
And the fact that you didn't catch anything is more impressive.
Well, I mean, it's not our fault. They just weren't biting.
Okay.
Well, just for the record, people, we were fishing for landlocked salmon, which are deep water fish or cold water fish. Okay, it's not like we were bass fishing. If we were bass fishing, we would have caught a lot. Yeah. Those things bite.
For all my people in the South, that's urban people, we lost them. But
we'll draw them back in, Kenny.
Yeah. So we'll get straight to it. We appreciate Brian giving us that fisherman 101. So we'll hit on NBA. It's been a lot of eventful things happening. NBA Finals is going on. By the way, I had the Bucks winning. I like the Suns, but I had the Bucks winning. The Suns came out hot, won 2 games straight. And then the Bucks brought it back to the 2-2 right now, going to Game 5. I pretty much think that whoever wins this Game 5 is going to win it because they're kind of going back and forth or whatever the case may be. So whoever wins Game 5, in my opinion, wins it. Chris Paul needs to show back up. Devin Booker has been balling, and Chris Middleton is actually he's a Robin that is playing Batman-like, if that makes sense. And then, side note, besides the NBA Finals, Team USA has been looking like TUSA no. I don't even know how that makes sense. But they don't look good at all. I guess
Who'd they lose to in an exhibition?
They lost to Nigeria, and then they lost to... I think they lost to Australia, I thought.
Oh, was it Australia?
They lost to Australia.
Start with an A.
With no Ben Simmons. Like, that makes a difference, right? Australia, and then they ended up beating Argentina. Close game by Argentina, though. But Kevin Love just dropped out. Really, it's looking bad. I don't think they even get a medal. I know that's probably a far stretch, but the way it's looking, everybody's dropping out. I don't know what's going to happen. I think when Chris Middleton, dropping out? I really don't know. I know Kevin Love said that he wasn't feeling, he's not 100% or whatever the case may be, which in my opinion is kind of like a cop-out, because if you didn't feel that way, then why did you accept it in the first place, right? Yeah. But yeah, Kevin Love said that. But I know Chris Middleton, I believe Devin Booker is supposed to be joining the team after the NBA Finals, so maybe that gives some more offensive points, but we need some bigs. We don't have enough bigs at all. But yeah, that's all I have for NBA, and we'll go on to, baseball.
All right. Baseball has actually been really busy. We just had the All-Star game, home run derby. A lot of younger fans actually like the home run derby. I think it's kind of boring, but whatever. Hey,
what?
Yeah,
that's the best part of the All-Star weekend. Well, or the All-Star game.
the TV ratings for the home run derby have gone down each of the last 4 years. So,
well, Alonso was crushing. He was crushing.
Yes. Pete Alonso, he hit I think 35 in the first round, which is ridiculous. 20 is a great round. So the dude almost doubled that. But the main story for the All-Star weekend though was Shohei Ohtani, two-way player. Haven't seen that since probably like Babe Ruth is the most significant one that everybody knows about. That could hit and pitch as well as Shohei Ohtani does. What else? Oh, Stephen A. Smith made some bad comments. I didn't care that he made them, but in today's culture, everybody's sensitive. So
I thought that was crazy too, though. It was like, come on, bro. Like I understand what you're saying, but you don't need to say it. Like,
yeah, it wasn't the most eloquently put phrase, basically.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to just make it seem like a marketing thing, and how somehow the U.S. market, they're going to care if you can speak English or not, which I don't think we really do. We either like you if you're good, or we don't like you if you suck. Like that's how most sports fans are. I mean, they don't care what you really have to say much. So I think Stephen A. was wrong for that part, but I didn't find his comments that insensitive. But
to add to that though, like look at Marshawn. Marshawn had a commercial where it was Skittles. He said nothing.
Right.
It's ways around.
People love Marshawn.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I mean, he's still a fan favorite. Okay, and he hasn't been in the league for 3 years or something like that. 2-3 years. So
I think 2 now.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's see what else. Oh.
What's his name? He took he left, right? The pitcher. What's his name? I forgot. I'm drawing a blank. Spider Tech.
Which one? Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer? Oh, Bauer.
Bauer, yeah, Bauer.
Yeah. He's got that scandal going on. Apparently, some. What was it? Is it domestic abuse or did he just say
I think
some
domestic violence or something
Sexual
like that.
assault.
Sexual assault. Okay.
I mean, not a good look at all. Like, I don't know why you got to do that stuff, but I hope he gets what's coming to him, because you can't put up with that stuff. And then one last thing I wanted to mention, which you made me forget.
Damn, it's my fault.
Wow, way to go, Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, golly.
It's all
in
good.
Your brain. I got land space up there.
There's probably something about Boston.
Yeah. Which we don't need to hear anyway.
Speaking of Boston.
Golly.
Oh, yeah, they are tied for the best record in the American League. Just wanted to put that out there.
Every week, guys.
On to you, Ron.
All right, so let's do football. I've got no Patriots news, so screw them. Hey, all right, so Ted Ginn announces his retirement today. He's after 14 seasons in the NFL. Richard Sherman's going through scandals. Hold on, let me turn my fan off. See if that was loud. Richard Sherman is going through a scandal where he got arrested for 5 misdemeanors. So he's going to plead not guilty. So we'll see what happens there, because he was a free agent, so he's trying to get signed somewhere. I don't know if anyone's going to sign him now.
That whole thing is fishy. Did y'all get a chance to see the video?
No, I haven't.
No.
I'm going to
go ahead, set it up.
It was...
No, go ahead.
So, it had to be some type of dispute that was going on between Richard Sherman and his father-in-law. Because Richard Sherman, on the little ring video they were showing, he was like, "Open the door, Ray. Open the door. No, talk that stuff out here." Like, he didn't say stuff. He said shit. But he said, "Talk that out here, Ray. Come on, talk that shit out here, Ray. Come on." Like, he kept doing it and like trying to knock the door down, right? Like just hitting the door. And for the father-in-law to like call the cops and be like, "Oh yeah, he's going insane. He needs to be arrested," and doing all that was crazy to me. Like they gave him. They said no bail. All right, he's released with no bail. He's like, "No, he needs to be locked up. He needs to be." I'm like it has to be more to the story than what we're hearing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem right. And then for his wife to be like, "No, I'll defend my husband, wholeheartedly. I know he's been going through some mental stuff, over the last few months, but like I'm behind my husband 100%." Which normally that father to daughter relationship is kind of like tight, and it's weird, man. But if Richard Sherman is having mental health issues or whatever case will be, I hope he gets get all that taken care of, because I know he was a big advocate for that. So, but I'm sorry to take over your segment.
No, I like that. That. Also, on that same note, there is another more drama with Dwayne Haskins. He has a domestic violence case as well.
Wife is Mike Tyson.
It's not funny. It's not funny at all. The roles are reversed. Apparently, his wife punched him in the face and knocked one of his teeth out, or at least part of his tooth. And so charges are being pressed against his wife.
They said that she punched him because he left, because they're in Vegas, right? So they renounced their vows, and they said she punched him in the mouth because he went to the club without her. I said, dang, you want to go to the club that bad? And I know it's not funny though, but the scenario was kind of comical in my opinion, because I was like, and he's like, she got to get out of here, get out of here. I'm like, you gonna punch your husband's tooth out? She got a serious hook.
He might have a glass jaw.
Yeah, one of the two. One of the two.
Damn.
So he definitely got more woman than he anticipated. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I do want to hear your opinion on Kenyon Drake. He's coming out saying the Raiders' offense is going to be ridiculous, and that he's going to get a lot of carries in the backfield. I know you're a big Josh Jacobs fan.
Yep.
So Kenyon Drake in the Raiders' backfield. I mean,
explain
who
yourself.
knows?
Explain yourself.
I hope Kenyon Drake enjoys the Jalen Richard role, because that's what he's gonna get. I hate to break it to you.
No way.
I think he's getting.
He's gonna get toast.
They gave him money.
Nah.
Yeah.
He's gonna get toast.
I
They're
got-
gonna
I
find a
got-
way.
You're gonna tell me that Jacobs isn't gonna get at least 20 carries a game?
No.
No?
20
I think he touches. I think
Touches?
20 touches, but not 20 carries.
Touches, yes.
He's not gonna get 20
carries.
20 carries.
Ooh,
I don't even think he got 20 carries a game last year.
No.
Yeah.
He got 20 touches that game last year, but not 20 carries. For the games he played, he definitely got 20 touches.
I bet he averaged 20 a game.
For the whole season?
All right.
The whole season.
Well, I'll look that up as we talk about the next thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, I want to hear your opinion on Brady's toughness. Apparently, it's coming out that he played through a completely torn MCL last year.
Yeah.
And won the Super Bowl.
The whole season?
So, I mean-
or just towards the playoffs?
The whole season.
I think it said
Come
the
on.
whole season, yeah.
Hey, where's the ball cap at?
What are you talking about?
That's cap. The whole season?
Yeah.
No.
He had a knee injury before the season started. He came
And he
out
got
with that.
surgery on it.
Right, he came out with that, but I think it was in the playoffs. And he's like, "Yeah, my knee's been banged up all year, since the preseason." And he's like, but he played it off like it was no big deal. And then when he had the surgery, he still didn't openly admit what it was. He just said, "Yeah, we just had to do a minor procedure to clean things up." So Brady was trying to play it off. So the fact that it's coming out now that it was like a torn MCL, and if it was indeed the whole year, I mean, that's pretty tough. I mean, I will say this though: it's not like he's the most mobile quarterback, but I'm sure it still affected him within the pocket. Like, he does move well in the pocket. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, I know he doesn't run, but it probably still affected him a little bit. And so he thinks he's going to have a big year this year. And if everything is true as it's being reported, then I'd agree. I think he might have an MVP like year next year. Mm-mm. No, you can.
Well, I guess we'll
hater,
get
Kenny.
into that more later.
Hey, before we get to the great debate, I had two things that I wanted you guys' opinion on, right? The first one, I'm going to ruffle your feathers a little bit, Brian, because I heard through the grapevine you were giving trash to my guy. Conor McGregor, he breaks his leg fighting Dustin Poirier last week. I'm a big Conor McGregor fan. And I know he ruffled some feathers with his comments, but I think that's just part of who he is, like what he brings to the game, like getting people riled up to sell tickets. But I just want to know you guys' opinion on that, the whole Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, that issue, and the fight in a whole. Any thoughts?
I mean, his comments?
Yeah,
probably a little much. Like, I don't know. He brought his girlfriend into it. Come on, that's a little too far.
Oh man, I was expecting. Go ahead. I thought I was expecting more. I thought you
don't
felt some
have
type
a
of way.
lot.
No,
I thought you didn't
mean,
like Conor.
No, I have no problem with Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay.
And I do know he's a loudmouth, and he talks his mouth. He talks a lot of shit, which is fine. But I don't know. Leave family out of it. I will say that. He just crossed the line. I mean, and
how much
he
of
probably
that is real?
I think it's a little I think it's a little messed up or a little fake because why? I would say this, right? Why did he say Dustin Poirier, wife or whatever, sends him a DM, right? But why didn't Dustin Poirier say anything about that? Why did his wife say no? That's not real. I didn't do that. Like you didn't hear nothing else about it. To me, that's weird. Like, do you think? Doesn't that sound like it's set up?
His wife came out about something like that, like a day or two later.
She said that it wasn't.
I don't remember what she said.
Yeah, I didn't see.
I knew she was trashing on McGregor though.
Okay, cool. Well, that didn't ruffle the feathers like I thought. So I'm gonna go to the second one, right? Sha'Carri Richardson, right? She got disqualified from the Olympics for failing a drug test for smoking marijuana, right?
Stupid.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think like they just should scrap the whole marijuana, failed drug test, or in sports in general? Well,
yeah, I mean, my thing is, if rules in place, it's in place, don't do it. However, I don't care if people smoke weed, so if they want to get rid of it, I have no problem with that. Yeah. But
to me, it's not a performance enhancing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't met anybody that has, performed better because they were smoking. Like, it doesn't help you play better. It's supposed to slow you down from what I've been told. But I don't see, it's not like it's like that stuff that Lance Armstrong was doing, doping his blood to give him better, cardio or things like that. Yeah. So I don't see what the advantage is. But like you said, rules is rules, I guess. I just thought it was a little much, especially in the day and age we live in now, just to be like, nope, you're gone.
I mean, if you want to say professional sports is behind the times when it comes to that, then fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying that.
Not the NFL.
Well, but the rule is there, so I'm sorry. It's not like she didn't know about it. And I don't care. I don't care that she had circumstances that she was dealing with a mournful thing or whatever. Yeah. I'm still go drink then. Like at least you're not going to get busted for that. There's other ways, I guess, to deal with it. You don't need to smoke weed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the circumstances in how she was tested. Was it like a random drug test or was it like a plan? Like, I always think it's crazy that like. If it's like you're gonna get drug tested, and you still piss hot or like you pop hot for like whatever, and you knew it was like you knew you were getting tested because you had a competition or like you were getting ready to get like you would know that ahead of time. Now if it's a random thing, then I get it. I think the NFL is going in the right direction where they don't test for it anymore. But like if you are in a state that it's illegal and you get like pulled over, then you could still suffer. Like suspensions for it, but like you're not going to get tested for it anymore.
I didn't know that. That's pretty good. I like that.
I'm pretty sure that's how it is now. Yeah. That's why Josh Gordon's trying to get back in.
Your boy said, I'm going to smoke all I want now, boy. Right before the game. What's up, Josh? Chilla, coach, what's up? You good? Last thing I had, I don't know if you guys are video game fans. 2K22 cover came out. Luka Doncic is on it. And then Candace Parker, the first female to be on a 2K cover, was on there as well. So that's all I really had. I'm sorry that Conor McGregor didn't ruffle feathers like I thought. But let's get straight into the great debate. And with the great debate, I saw a poll on ESPN talking about the top quarterbacks in the league. So I said, let me ask my guys, in their opinion, who's the top 5 QBs in the league right now? Who wants to start it off?
I'll go first since I feel like I'll be the least confrontational.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is like one of the easiest things to do. It's just on a preference of what order you want to put these guys in. So number 1 for me specifically would be Pat Mahomes. Right now, Aaron Rodgers would be number 2. Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Tom Brady.
Let's see. Now you are trying to ruffle feathers because
Maybe just your feather. Maybe
totally
just your
changed it
feathers.
up. Totally changed it up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I knew my 5 right away, but I decided on the order just now. And that's what I feel best on.
Do you want me to go, Ryan? I mean,
yeah, you might as well get it out of the way, Kenny.
Okay.
You might as well get it out of the way.
So like, really, I wanted to put Aaron Rodgers 1, but in my opinion, like Aaron Rodgers is 1B, Patrick Mahomes is 1A. Just because it's Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't understand how most people say, no, he's not number 1 in my opinion. He's number 1, right? Aaron Rodgers is number 2. Russell Wilson is number 3. Deshaun Watson is number 4. And Josh Allen is number 5. I know you're going to say, what the hell? Why did you not say Tom Brady? I'm basing it off of last year. And those guys, in my opinion, barring the Super Bowl, right? I know Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's going to be the greatest of all time. I understand that. He is the greatest of all time, right? Quarterback-wise. But I'm basing it off of last year. Those guys had baller seasons. And Tom Brady didn't have a bad season either. Don't get me wrong. Like, he had a good season as well. But, like, those guys all year, names. Like, oh, my gosh. Russell Wilson, oh my gosh, Josh Allen, oh my gosh, Deshaun Watson, he has nobody, blah, blah, blah. Like, Tom Brady, granted, his roster is stacked, bro. These other guys' roster is not stacked, and they're still putting up good numbers. So that's, in my opinion, that gives you a little bit extra over, over a Tom Brady, which had 3, pretty much, he had a Pro Bowl tight end, 2 Pro Bowl receivers, and then a whole bunch of weapons behind them. But all these other guys didn't have the same. Like,
and a Hall of Fame wide receiver as the number 3.
Who was his Pro Bowl tight end?
I'm saying Gronk is a Pro Bowl tight end. What are you saying?
Oh, sorry.
No, he's not.
Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a future Hall of Famer, but I'm saying he's a Pro Bowl type tight end. But I'm saying
not anymore.
Okay, sorry. My bad, because we're going off of now. So, no, not now. But
you're the one that wanted to go off of now.
Yeah, my bad. Mike Evans, I apologize. Mike Evans is there. Chris Godwin is still there. I apologize.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mike Evans is all right.
All right?
I mean, he disappears in some games. I'm just saying. He's like...
Only quarterback that you could say that had a squad, that really had somebody that's stacked, to compete is Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Because... Aaron Rodgers had Devontae Adams. Cool. Who the hell is Robert Tonyan? Who's that? Who's Scantling?
Best tight end in fantasy last year,
right?
Right?
We don't care about fantasy. We're talking about overall, though. Like, who is that? Like, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf had a year. Tyler Lockett was playing good and disappeared. Like, but Tyler Lockett's always been a middle-of-the-pack receiver. He's always been a middle-of-the-pack receiver. Quality numbers, middle of the pack. He's not top 5, top 10 receiver. Deshaun Watson, who? Who?
Yeah.
Who got that? Who the Texans got? Steals,
QT, Cooks,
Brandon Cooks, and then you got Josh Allen pretty much doing it all for the team. Granted, they had Stephon Diggs, right? But who's the running back? They have nobody.
Just Stephon Diggs. It's not a big deal.
I say, but what's the difference between Stephon Diggs and Devontae Adams? They only have this one guy that he's really much that we know that's a primary guy. Everybody else is just pieces. Just put them in there. Like, whatever. You can interchange it with anybody, right? He had Cole Beasley looking like doggone an all-star. Like a Pro Bowler. Like, but look at Brady's roster. That's all I'm saying. Stacked.
All right.
If you the GOAT, of course you're supposed to win and you the GOAT.
Oh, okay.
If you the GOAT and you have that roster, so you tell me right now, if Aaron Rodgers had that roster, they don't get deep again? They don't get to the Super Bowl?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers
you would never see it.
So,
a choking problem? If Aaron Rodgers had Bruce Arians as his coach, it would be a no-brainer. It'd be a no-brainer.
Why is that? Before Tom Brady went to the Tampa, Bruce Arians was never really like a great coach.
What?
But now all of a sudden he's like top 5 coach.
What?
Know? Yeah, you heard me.
Bruce Arians was never a good coach?
No.
Bruce Arians was never...
He was never in the breath of like Belichick and Reed and
Reed,
Harbaugh and fucking
Andy Reid just got there, bro. Andy Reid just got in conversation of being one of the greatest coaches just because of Patrick Mahomes. No, because when he was in the Eagles, guess what they said? He's a great guy, and I know Andy Reid. He's a great guy, a great person, but guess what? He couldn't get it done. He's the only, but they was like, man, he deserves the Super Bowl. He deserves the Super Bowl. Couldn't get it done.
He led bum-ass Donovan McNabb to 4 straight NFC titles. Get out of here. Do not tell me that Andy Reid was not a great coach before he won a Super Bowl. He was one of the best coaches of all time. He just couldn't get the big game yet because he kept running into roadblocks.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is Andy Reid has always been the second best coach in the NFL for like the longest time now.
What?
Yes.
He's been better than Sean Payton?
Absolutely. What has Sean Payton done?
Oh,
if you want to talk about Sean Payton, you can talk about how they have underperformed year in and year out the last, 6, 7 years.
He's only won 12 plus games like the last 7, 8 years.
Oh,
I apologize. I apologize that the ref took one away from him with the doggone pass interference. I apologize that they lost on the last second Hail Mary and doggone against Minnesota. I apologize. They haven't done anything. They haven't really got there.
That interception really made them lose the game.
Because let's take away from Alex Smith when they had a chance to go, the Chiefs had a chance to go and Alex Smith folded. But guess who was the head coach? Andy Reid. Let's see. Patrick Mahomes is only supposed to be baby goat as the quarterback. He doesn't make a difference. It's really just Andy Reid, not Patrick Mahomes.
I never said that Mahomes doesn't make a difference. But what I'm saying is Andy Reid is still a great coach without
I didn't
Mahomes.
say he wasn't a great coach, but you're saying it as like Andy Reid's mentioning the same name as Bill Belichick. Like, no, he's not. In Brian's opinion, yeah, but
he's
in
right there. He's
all
almost
right.
there.
I'm sorry, Brian.
No,
Can you?
He is not there.
Yeah, like he's just God.
He's not.
Why?
Belichick. No one's in Belichick's name. Right.
I know.
God.
Let's hear your dumb list before I rebuttal anything.
Because me and him just went on a tangent.
I just don't want to. I'm saving so many things because I know what he wants to say.
Come on.
But let's hear it.
So
ahead, take that deep breath.
Before we started, I told you all to get something to write with.
Oh my God.
I want you to write down a couple stat lines. Okay? I'm gonna
Hopefully
give
it's
you
from
two stat
last
lines.
I'm writing this down.
Alright. I'm gonna give you 2 stat lines anyways. Okay, Ryan? I'm gonna talk about this. There's 2 stat lines for quarterbacks. The
Do you need
first
your
one-
reading glasses?
Yeah, I do.
Because you got the light skin face going on.
66%. 66% completion percentage. 4,577 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Okay? That's one stat line. Now, let's go with this one. 65.7% completion percentage, 4,633 yards, 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Which
Josh Allen versus Tom Brady. Cool. All right.
No. See, that's where you're wrong, Kenny.
Who is it?
That's where you're wrong. That's Tom Brady versus Tom Brady.
Oh.
The first stat line I gave you, that was MVP Tom Brady in 2017, which is not that far ago, like that long ago. Okay? So, now that we've established that those stat lines are very similar, okay, then, therefore, Tom Brady was putting up MVP-like numbers last year. Thank you. I just wanted to establish that before we keep going.
Just let him finish, Ryan, because we got heat from him. Let him finish.
All right. So now we're talking about a guy.
Kevin Hart face over here.
A guy playing on one knee, tore his MCL. Was the whole year. Just saying, he probably could have put up better numbers, but his knee was a little bummed. But he's the GOAT, and he still got it done. He ran the gauntlet in the playoffs. He ran through Breeze. He ran through Rodgers, and he ran through Mahomes to get to and win his 7th Super Bowl. Okay? Not only did he have the numbers that were in line with MVP-like numbers, which I've established, he also got it done. He won. Which is something that all the rest of the quarterbacks that you want to put ahead of him, they didn't do it. So therefore, Tom Brady is number 1 on my list. Until he gets knocked off, he stays at number 1. Not just because he's the GOAT, but because he's still putting up these numbers at 43 years old and still winning. Okay? Aaron Rodgers is my number 2. Only because he had a very, very good statistical year last year.
48-5.
Okay? Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to argue that. He deserved the MVP last year. But here's why I don't put him ahead of Brady. he had 3 straight drives against Tampa where he could have taken the lead in that NFC Championship game. They actually were coming back. The Packers had the momentum. Okay? And 3 straight drives, the Packers came up with nothing. Maybe that's not all on Aaron, but he's the leader of the team. You know? You want to be the MVP? You got to prove it. You got to finish the game. He didn't do it. He choked. Okay? So he gets 2. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. He is going to be the greatest quarterback in the league soon enough. You know, once Brady's gone.
And Rodgers, apparently, to you.
Well, Rodgers is only because he won the MVP last year. Remember, we're trying to be recency bias here. So, Mahomes.
Oh, as you were using stats
from
prior
2017
to this year
exactly.
for Brady.
It supports my argument. So,
okay. Got it. I want to make sure I'm tracking with you, but go ahead.
Listen, Mahomes he's no doubt got the most talented arm of all the quarterbacks. I'll give him that. He's mobile. He can move. He can run if he needs to. Okay? Like, he is
mobile, hostile.
He's the future of the NFL. I'll give him that. All right? Number 4 for me is Russell Wilson. The guy is he is a winner and he plays hard, and like last year he started off really hot, but then the end of the year he kind of fell off. So I don't blame Lockett like you do. I put more blame on Russell Wilson. He started to play poorly. Otherwise he'd be higher on my list actually, but he had a bad second half of the season last year. And then 5th, I don't want to say his name, but it's
Josh Allen.
It's Josh Allen. It's
Josh Allen.
Okay.
I can't make a
Cam Newton.
I can't make a good enough argument for Dak. I think Dak is going to be in the top 5 conversation next year, though, after this year, because I do think Dak started off really hot last year before he got hurt. I do think that had he stayed healthy, he probably would have had numbers similar to Rodgers, maybe even better. I mean, I don't know. Maybe more interceptions, but
he was on a roll. But
he was. So I'm just saying,
you had to be on the road when you were playing 7-on-7 because there was no defense over there.
100%. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You're right.
He put up 500 yards on Cleveland, and they're supposed to have a pretty good defense.
Let me go through my list of things I wanted to say to you.
Okay, go ahead. I know Brian's been holding.
Sorry. This is driving me nuts. Okay, the year Brady won MVP in 2017, it was MVP-like numbers, but the most interceptions in the league that year was 34. Russell Wilson got robbed because he had 34 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. He got robbed. He didn't get MVP because his team went 9-7. He literally has no defense to show for it, and he carried his entire team the whole way. Brady gets to the Super Bowl and then loses to Philly, who, by the way, had Carson Wentz, who had gotten injured late in the year, and he was going on an MVP-like season because he had 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, very similar to what Brady had. So, I just don't think that you can use MVP-like numbers. Brady last year had MVP-like numbers if Rodgers didn't exist or if Russell Wilson wasn't there. So, Brady last year, also, let's look at this. Who were his top receiving touchdown targets? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, Antonio Brown. Those are all Pro Bowl players. That's a lot. That's maybe, I don't know, 80% of his touchdown percentages or touchdown passes last year. So yeah, what was his stats last year? What was Brady doing last year when he had no receivers? Was he a 40 touchdown guy? I don't think so. I think he was in the 20s.
Yeah, but the games that those guys got hurt and was out the picture, right? His numbers slowed down big time, right? His numbers wasn't the same. He wasn't throwing baller numbers like he was doing in the beginning. When Chris Godwin had hurt his finger, and then Mike Evans had a hamstring issue, and he had to deal with Tyler Johnson and deal with Scotty Miller, and they were trying to oh yeah, Scotty can just replace him. They can do that, and it's no, you can't.
Tom Brady got stronger as the year went on, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, and here's another thing. Tampa had like the top 5 offensive line last year. He was not getting pressured. Today's NFL, this is every player I put on my top 5, besides Brady. I put him at 5th out of respect and out of the fact that like he still does it well because he can't help that his offensive line is good. But like today's day and age, you need to be mobile in the pocket, or you're gonna die. Like all of those quarterbacks have mobility or some kind of mobility to get past the line of scrimmage, and I don't think that Brady can do any of that. If you pressure Brady, he's done.
And not to mention that he had the baller defense on the other side that's giving him endless possessions that a lot of these other quarterbacks don't have. So like, I think that changed what?
Oh really? Oh.
Who?
Oh. I mean, Tampa had the 8th best defense. The Chiefs had the 10th best. So I don't know what you're talking about here.
That's skewed, right?
Oh, here we go. Okay.
No, I'm saying that's skewed from what it really is, right? Because most of those games that the Chiefs played, they were beating the dog snot out of those teams.
Ooh.
I don't have the numbers.
They beat up on Denver. I'll give you that. But
I don't get your argument.
Oakland scored a shit ton of points against them. So did the Chargers. So
that's 2 teams.
That's 4 of their games. And then they're playing.
I don't get what you're saying.
Yeah,
what are you trying to say?
Well, then they're playing better teams overall.
You mentioned
Patrick division. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they won their division the year prior, so they're playing all the best teams from last year in the AFC.
Yeah, so they're
getting
Mahomes.
Good competition, and the fact that they still finished 10th in defense means that they were a good defense despite having a tougher schedule. That's what I'm saying.
That's why Mahomes is higher than Brady.
No,
he had a good defense, just like
he's talking about these teams didn't have a good defense.
I'm talking about the completeness of my top 5.
Yeah,
a lot of those, the Texans didn't have a good defense.
The Bills,
the Seahawks didn't have a good defense. The Bills' defense was good, right? But guess what? They were. I don't know. It were decent. They have a lot of players on there. It looked good, right? Until they played, certain teams. But anyway, that's besides the point.
They're just an undersized defense. But, yeah.
What I'm saying is, out of all the teams, right, Brady had the most complete team, right? He was put in. He great strategic decision. Put myself in a team that they had the defense already. They had the pieces already. All they needed was a guy that can win, and Brady can win. That's it. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, last year, based off of the totality of what guys were having to deal with in the numbers, if Brady had the top numbers out of everybody, then it's like, okay, cool, I can understand that. But he did. His numbers was 5-6 range, and that's why he's 5-6 on me and Ryan's roster.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry, I put a premium on winning, so you can take what you want from that.
Premium winning Super Bowl is cool. I understand that.
Not just Super Bowls. Like, look at both Mahomes being to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. Do you see a pattern here? Like, they were all there at the end.
All the quarterbacks I mentioned made it to the playoffs besides Deshaun Watson.
Well,
that's it.
Maybe that's why I have a problem.
He had to play against like other defenses. He had to play against the fact that he had no receivers to really throw to. He had to play against his head coach, who's like mildly one of the dumbest people I've ever seen. And then I don't know, like their owner sucks. Their entire organization is like shit. The fact that like he's able to perform that great in like a shit environment, that's like someone going to the Jets and doing well.
Like he still had 48, 33, and 7 with all that. 4,800 yards. Like, and I hope whatever he got going on, he could be able to
let the man get a massage.
Oh my god. Hey,
but he's playing from behind, so I mean those stats are a little inflated too. He's playing from behind a lot.
Brady never played from behind last season. They didn't play from behind
not nearly as often.
I didn't say it as often. I'm just saying.
Deshaun played from behind probably every game except for against the Patriots.
Okay.
They crushed him. Crushed the Patriots.
Well,
can we all pray that Russell Wilson gets an MVP? Like this man, every year, I'm just looking back on like stats. He's like top 2. It's like he has a good year, and then like one other guy does a little bit better than him. Like he's top 3 in touchdowns 2019. 2018, he's top 3 in touchdowns. 2017, he's number 1 in touchdown. Loses to the guy in number 3 in touchdowns that year. Like, oof. Like, this guy cannot catch a break. I love me some Russell Wilson.
There's more to it than just touchdowns. You know?
It's
He
winning.
wins games, too. He wins games, too.
I know. It's a totality.
He is a winner.
But he doesn't win 7 Super Bowls.
Called him a winner.
I'm not. No, it doesn't matter about the Super Bowls when it comes to MVP. Otherwise, Tom Brady would have more than 3 MVPs. Like, come on.
It's a popularity contest, man.
100% it's a popularity.
And it's a lot of Bryans out there that like their quarterbacks, right? Not only I know you like Tom Brady, but it's a lot of guys that are Patrick Mahomes bandwagoners, or
I don't care about
Aaron Rodgers bandwagoners. There's a lot of those guys. So some guys might have a balling season and they won't give it to them just because they're not. It's not 1,000 Bryans behind them. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean you can have your quarterback chase MVPs, and I'll have mine chase Super Bowls.
He's not even your quarterback.
Yeah, like you're not even a Buccaneers fan.
Dude, Tampa Bay is my second team. Didn't I tell you this?
Cut it out,
man. I have a soft spot there for him.
So
I bet.
That's all I got. Dude. You guys good?
Well, I'm good. That's all I got.
Yeah. You got anything for BK Bets, Brian? Or are we good on that?
No.
Dang.
Well, dude, what I also wanted to bring up, Ryan talking about 2017 MVP race with Russell Wilson, and he didn't have a defense. They were still 14th in the league. I mean, it's not like they were terrible.
You should have just let us. You just should let us end the podcast and not even mention that bullshit. Like, go home, cut it out.
I thought he was. I was getting a little nervous.
Me too.
Were they like 7th? Were they like 7th?
That's what I was saying. I was like, hold up, he got some heat. He's ending on some heat. He said, they were 14th. You know,
what? Well, I mean, he's over here acting like they're like 30th. I mean.
I mean, 14th is not great.
That is middle of the pack. Put you in the pack. It's middle of the pack.
How far away were they from being like 25th?
Yeah, like how close was that margin?
So they gave up 20.75 points per game. Where do you want them to be?
Like how?
If I wanted them to be top 10, where's 9? Who was 9?
9 was the Bears with 20. So they were 0.75 away. Points per game.
Okay, and then what about if you go 0.75 the other way?
The other way, yeah.
The other way? 0.7. So what would that be? 21.5?
Yeah.
That would be 16th. Actually, 15th. 16th is 21.81.
Hey, Ryan, we should have just let it. We just said call
I know.
that day.
Because there's a lot of teams that were grouped together there.
Oh man, that might have gave him a point at the end. We should have just said, "Oh, see you guys next week." Yeah. Like, golly. Hey,
so BK Bets.
Yeah, BK Bets. What did you say? No, you didn't say that. I thought you said bet something.
He didn't say nothing. He said, "No, I'm good."
No, I thought he said something like, "Oh, you want to put something on that?" Earlier when we were talking about numbers, but I could be wrong.
I did, but what was it?
Kenny's just...
No, I swear he said something. I was like trying to remember it, but I can't remember it. Anyway,
you want to make a prop bet, like a bet right now?
On what?
Tom Brady's next year.
5,000
yards passing.
Oh,
5,000 yards passing?
Yes. I mean, pick me.
Yeah.
That's a lot, buddy.
5,000 passing? You think Tom Brady's going to have 5,000 passing?
Let me tell you this.
What's the caveat?
I think that Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a chance at making history next year. And
undefeated? Cut it out.
I'm talking an undefeated season.
No, they're not. They're not going undefeated.
Okay.
They're not. They
might not. But I'm just saying they have a chance. They have the team to.
What are you more confident on, undefeated or the 5,000?
Oh, obviously 5,000.
Okay, so what do you want to put in 5,000 in?
What do you want to do? Like a tomahawk?
I'm fine with that. He's not getting 5,000.
He's
fine
not,
with that.
100%. When's the last time how many times?
No,
he got
Ryan. Let's complete this real quick. So tomahawk, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Tomahawk, and who's cooking it?
Ryan is.
Okay.
Why? Do you want to cook your own tomahawk?
Yeah, I might want to cook my own stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No, actually, I would actually want Ryan to cook it just because I want to see his seasoning skills. You know what I mean? Because he's like 4% black, so I just want to see if he could. He got the seasoning skills on lock.
No. I'm also Hispanic, so we just use adobo.
And it smells vaguely like fresh cut grass.
Oh my goodness. It's parsley, bruh.
It's parsley, bruh.
Fresh from the garden.
All right, man. Well, we got that locked in.
Hey,
Tomahawk, 5,000 yards, shake on it. Air shake.
Do you want to you want me to keep stewing here because I got more stuff about Tom Brady?
No, I don't want anything about Tom Brady. We're just gonna call it a day.
Okay, I could go all night.
Everybody, we appreciate you guys coming back. I hope you guys enjoyed us. I know y'all missed us. We'll be back next week with more energy, more excitement, and hopefully I'll have some more bread in my pockets after the Bucks win this NBA Finals. So, like always, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave comments. Likes, whatever you guys. Let us know what you want to see more of. And we'll see y'all next week. Y'all be safe. Peace.